Alright, welcome back to the Unova portion of the Pokemon tier list. And I'm just letting you know I am still a bit under the weather. However, I am going to try my best to do these next 3 videos in all in one go. Okay, so let's start off with Victini, since we have 187 designs for Unova. Victini is actually really adorable. The Fire Psychic type is a great type, but I don't have any attachments to actually using one. I'm going to put it... I feel like above Staravia is fair. Okay, let's see, Snivy. Now, I'm more of an Oshawott guy, but Snivy's pretty cool, especially in the anime. It has a nice and simple design. So, I'm going to... Okay, yeah, down here's Chikorita. I like it more than Chikorita. And this isn't slander towards Chikorita, because it's a good Pokemon. But trust me, there will be a starter that ends up lower than Chikorita. I'm gonna say above Whalmer in the A tier. Servine, honestly, its design is not that good. Like, I understand that the starters are supposed to be the middle stage is supposed to be like the awkward teenage phase, but you don't really need to incorporate that into the design, like, too much. Like, it's not as bad as where did I put Croconaw? God, it's been a couple weeks, and I forgot where Croconaw went. I'm sure I have, yeah. Yeah, it's not as bad as Croconaw. Like, Charmeleon is only worse than it because I don't like it. And besides, Charmeleon's disrespectful in the anime, so it deserves to be down there. And besides, you can't change perfection. Anyway, I'm going to put it... put it below Jigglypuff in the B tier. Let's see. Um, yes, superior. Um, Honestly, this is one of the snake Pokemon I actually somewhat like. Like, yeah, the design is just slightly bizarre in my opinion, but it's a huge improvement from Superior. I'm going to put it below, actually no, above it, X-Cloud in the A tier. Uh, Tepig. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm more of an Oshawott guy, but Tepig is just so freaking cute. I'm going to put it right above Bagon. Alright, Pignite. Now, Pignite also has a weird design. I know it's based on like a wrestler wearing a singlet, but it does not pull it off well. I'll put it right above Croconaw in the B tier. Because Caveman Croconaw just makes no sense. Uh, Emboar. This is actually a really cool design. Like, I understand that people have an issue with 3 firefighting types in a row. However, they gave us pretty good Pokemon. However, I can't rank Emboar too high. Mainly because I haven't used it as much, and I don't like it as much as as a Tepig. So I'm going to put it right below Snivy. Now, my boy Oshawott. Like, I love otters. Oshawott's just so freaking adorable. And it's usually my go-to character to walk around as in Pokepark 2. I'm going to put it above Lotad in the A tier. Like the high A tier. Duwat actually is a great middle stage starter. Like you didn't they didn't have to change too much from Oshawott to make it look like it's actually grown up. Like yeah, they made it all blue and they added some sort of like uh, holster for an additional shell. I guess the whiskers and the little tuft of hair. But anyway, Duwat is a slight downgrade from Oshawott. Uh, Superior. And Samurott. Okay, you can tell that I'm not feeling well. Uh, Samurott. It's a great design. However, I wish it had an additional typing to start off with. Because this could have easily have been like maybe part rock type or part steel type. But I'm not going to let that drag it down too much. I'm going to put it above Chimchar in the A tier. Alright, Hisui and Samurott. I used it a bit in Legends Arceus, and it's still as good as regular Samurott, but I like the design a bit more. Okay. I don't think I can handle this today. I know this is going to set me back a little bit on my filming schedule, but I don't want to force myself to work on this if I don't feel up to it. Because that could lead to burnout. And I don't want that. So, let's just cut to tomorrow when I work on this again. Alright. It is the next day, and the maintenance man is doing some repairs of the townhome on the other side of the wall. So, if you hear that in this video or the next two, then fair warning. And I will make sure that I remind you in those videos as well. So anyway, in the last little section, I covered 11 designs between Victini, the starters, and one Hisuian form. But now we still got a lot of work to do. So yeah, I'm going to do my best to get through all of these as fast as possible. Pat Rat and Watchhog, honestly, I don't like them. Like, I don't hate them as much as Whismur or Loudred or Miltank or Hypno. I would actually probably put them below Volbeat and Illumise in the C tier. Lillipup, I absolutely love this little guy. I mean, he's a good boy. And a cute design. Actually, no, I will put them... I will Lillipup above Hariyama. Herdier... Once again, it's absolutely adorable because it's a dog. It reminds me of a dog I had in the past. His name was Rico. He was a Jack Russell Schnauzer, I believe. And the facial hair just gives off that vibe. And then Stoutland Absolutely majestic. I'm gonna put it above Duat. Like, if you couldn't tell, I love dog Pokemon. We don't have enough of them. In fact, one of these days for a video, I'm going to have to uh, try to figure out all the dog Pokemon and see what types aren't being used. Okay, there's so there's Liepard, Purloin. That's the other one. Um, Honestly, they are alright Pokemon. I haven't used them in the past, and honestly, they don't really pique my interest that much. However, Liepard, I prefer that over. God, why am I forgetting his name again? Oh, yeah, Purloin. Alright, next. I feel like I can just group the monkeys all together because I don't have too strong of an opinion on one over the others. Okay, so uh once again, middle of the road Pokemon, at least for the base forms. I will put them above Drowsy. Oh, going too far. Panseer. Yeah, I like Panseer a bit more than Pansage. Panpour, not as much as the others. And then, these three. Okay, you know what I said about, not having too strong of an opinion on one over the others? I like Pansage more than the others. However, I don't like it much as the other monkeys. Panseer is, and I'm sorry, Simisear, and that's Simisage wherever you are. Yeah, right there. However, the I think its ears are too goofy. It's not that good of a Pokemon, and I don't know what it's doing with its hands like that. But it's not doing anything for me. Simisear, uh, its ears don't look as big as the others, but maybe that's just how the sprite looks. Oh, well, not sprite, but official art looks. However, I'm not a fan of the hairstyle on that Pokemon. So, I'll put it above Ariados in C tier. Oh, God. That hurts. But anyway. Yeah, I think we're making good progress right now. Um, Muna and Musharna. I think Muna is adorable. However, I haven't used it much. I'm going to put it above Exploud. Uh, Alright, so Musharna I don't like as much as Muna. Even though it's an interesting design choice. It's just what my mom says that it looks like that's throwing me off. But you know what? I'll put it below Shuckle in the A tier. So that's not too far off. Okay, Pidove, kind of bland, looks just like a regular pigeon. So, uh, I'll put it right below Pidgey. Tranquil, honestly, better design. There's a bit more to it. But like I said, just a bit more. Uh, I'll put it above Pharaoh in the B tier. Okay, Unpheasant, I believe this is the female version? Hold on. You know, I'm going to look it up before I make a bigger fool of myself. Let's see, Unpheasant gender differences. Okay, that doesn't really help me. Yeah, the male ones have the little head tassel things. So, uh, so I honestly prefer the male one because I've used that one in Pokemon Black playthrough before. However, it's not going to be as beloved as, say, Pidgeot. um, Honestly, I will put it below Meganium in the A tier. Female form. Honestly, I was hoping they would have done something to spruce this one up more. But just like the others, it's too bland for me. So I will put this one below Tranquil in the B tier. Alright, Blitzel and Zebstrika. Absolutely love these. They're adorable and I love zebras. I'm going to put them both above Ponyta. Yeah, Zebstrika is better than Blitzel. And then we have Roggenrola, Boldor, and Gigalith. Honestly, I love Boldor mainly because a lot of people say that it looks like a pencil sharpener. And someone actually turned one into a pencil sharpener. Let's see. Oh, God. My throat's still hurting. but I'm going to power through. But anyway, A tier for all of them, really. Man, where did I put? I put Rock and Roll below Caterpie, and um, Boldore I don't like as much, so I'm going to put it above Emboar. Gigalith, on the other hand, this thing is awesome. I'm going to put it above below Togepi. Because I'll be honest with you, when it comes to the anime, I slightly stopped watching after, like, the beginning of the Black and White arc. I did catch up on some of Pokemon X and Y, just like an episode or two of Sun and Moon, and then Pokemon Journeys I watched, like, I believe the first half of it. I could be wrong though. But anyway, so that's why I'm not going to be using anime history with a lot of these remaining Pokemon, if any. Okay, Woobat and Swoobat. Uh, Honestly, I like these more than Zubat and Golbat. In fact, I feel like since it's kind of cute, I'm going to give it like the very top of B tier. However, Swoobat, uh, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. However, I don't like it more than Zubat. Um, yeah, I'll put it above Servine in B tier. Drillbur. We have a spot in the A tier for you. Because this little guy is adorable. And when I believe I used a Drillbur on my team back in the day. So, yeah, it gets A tier right above Pichu. Excadrill, I'm going to put it above Cubone in A tier because it's a really good Pokemon. And I love the ground steel type. It takes care of its ice weakness, and it's just cool with those massive claws. And it can turn into a drill. Yeah. I hate getting sick around this time of year. Alright, but anyway, the only Pokemon with a Mega Evolution in Gen 5. And that's Audino. Honestly, I have the. Uh, yeah, I don't like it as much as Chansey, but it's a good design. And it's cute. Uh, Mega Audino. Uh, Honestly, this one I like more than Chansey and Blissey. For the same reasons, but it just pulls it off better. So both of them are going in the A tier. Uh, let's see. We have Timber, uh, Girder, and Conkeldurr. Um, Honestly, I don't like this line very much. I know they're supposed to be buff workers, but I can't even tell what animals they're. Well, I'm not even sure if they're based on animals or anything like that. Honestly, I I gotta put these in C tier. Uh, well, no, uh, Timber and Conkeldurr I will put in C tier, like the bottom of C tier. While Girder, I'm going to put like right above Hypno in D tier. You know you're doing something wrong as a Pokemon if I have you that low and right below Jinx. Alright, Tympole, Palpitoad, and Seismitoad. Tympole, I don't like as much as Poliwag, but it is still cute. Uh, I'm actually going to put it below Dugong in A tier. Palpitoad, uh, I don't even know where I put Poliwhirl. They're both down here. I don't have too much of an attachment to it because I'm an Oshawott guy. Eh, However, it's an alright design. Uh, yeah, let's say right above Oddish in the A tier. Seismitoad, this design is honestly one of the best frogs ever. And I said one of. Like, it's not as good as Bulbasaur or Politoed, wherever that is. Oh, Politoed's up top. Uh, Honestly, I feel like I should put it right below Venusaur. Because I like it more than Bellossom, but not as much as Venusaur. Oh, excuse me. Uh, Bert and Ernie. I'm sorry, Sock and Throw, or Throw and Sock. Okay, honestly, I don't really have much to say about these two. So, uh, honestly, I feel like the B tier is good for them. I will put them right below Rattata in B tier. Uh, I'll put Throw right above Sock, mainly because I have two shinies of it in Pokemon Go. So we're down to 9 full lines with 11 after that. Oh no, 12 after. Alright, Swaddle, uh, Swadloon, and Leavanny. I used this line before, and I regretted it. It's a cute line, but the 4 times weakness is not doing it any favors. In fact, the two 4 times weaknesses to fire and flying. Now, where did I put Paris and Parasect? Alright, well, Parasect is down there. Uh, okay, I know I shouldn't really be comparing these to each other, even though they're the same typings. It just gives me a better kind of guideline on which one I would rather use when it comes to that type combo. But yeah, I'll still put it in B tier, right above Pignite. Swadloon. Uh, I don't like it as much, so I'll put it above Mega Glalie in the B tier. Then Leavanny. Uh, uh, yeah, I'll put it above Steelix. Alright. Um, yeah, I feel like that's a good place for it. Alright, then we have Venipede, Scolipede, and. I'm sorry, Venipede, Whirlipede, and Scolipede. Venipede, I like it. It's honestly a cute design and a good Pokemon. Okay, where did I? Oh yeah, I put Weedle in the B tier, but I like it much more than I like Weedle. Um, honestly, I feel like no, like above Superior. Whirlipede, better design than Venipede. So I'm gonna put it above Galarian Weezing. Like, it's a great design. And it's actually pretty strong. Like, one of the strongest middle stage bug Pokemon to ever exist. Then we have Scolipede. Which, one of my favorite fully evolved bug Pokemon. Yeah, I'll say above Dustox. Seems like a great spot for it. Okay, let's see. We have Cottony and Whimsicott. I keep forgetting these things are part fairy type. Like, I'm so used to... Well, okay, so when it comes to Pokemon, some of them I'm used to being fairy type, others I'm used to being their original types. Like, these two, I just keep thinking they're pure grass types. So, that just goes to show how little I use them. Honestly, I should... Yeah, I'll put you above regular Farfetch'd in the B tier, and then Whimsicott above uh, Origin Form Dialga in the same tier. Alright, Petlil, Lilligant, and Hisuian Lilligant. Once again, Petlil's not really a Pokemon I've used. So I don't have too much of an attachment to it. It is cute though, so right below Whimsicott. Lilligant. Yeah, I don't like it as much as Whimsicott. Alright, hold on one moment. Alright. Oh, excuse me. So, Hisuian Lilligant is too humanoid for my taste. So, I'm gonna have to put it in upper D tier because I haven't used it. I am not a fan of its design. And did we really need another grass fighting type in Hisui? I don't think so. So next we have America in Basca Legions. The red form, the white form, and the blue form. Now, it's a bit of a bland Pokemon, at least the blue form and the red form. Well, I'm sorry, blue stripe and red stripe. The white stripe can actually evolve. So that will give it a little bit of an advantage. So, oh, excuse me. I'm actually going to put them above. Yeah, I'll put them above Tangela in the B tier. Alright, yeah. I prefer blue stripe over red stripe. However, I prefer white stripe above blue stripe. Even though the blue stripe should give it a little bit of an edge, because blue's my favorite color, white stripe can evolve, and Basque Legion's pretty cool. Okay, hold on. Alright, my mom wants me to go check something really quick, so I'll be right back with you. Alright, so as I was saying, since White Stripe Basculin can evolve, it gets the edge over the Blue Stripe. Alright. Sandile, Crocodile, and... Oh no, I'm sorry. Crocorock and Crocodile. Honestly, all three of these are going in the same place. Because this is just one of the best Gen 5 Pokemon lines. Honestly, I will put... yeah, right above Lotad. Like, they're cute. And, well, Sandile's cute. Crocorock is cool. And, Crocodile is a menace. I absolutely love this Pokemon line. Alright. So now we have Darumaka and Darmanitan, but we got 6 different ones to go through. So I'm going to be completely honest here. Darumaka is an alright Pokemon. I will put the Fire-type form in the top of B. The Ice form, which is the Galarian form, above Baneri in the B tier. Darmanitan, I have no attachment to it. In fact, I know I used the Fire type in Gen 5. I forgot who it was. I mean, it might have been Darmanitan. It's been so long that I don't remember the whole team. But you know what? I'll put the Fire-type form in A tier above Vespiquen. Zen mode... I don't know. I don't really like it. It's just goofy to me. So I'm going to put it below Mega Sharpedo. Galarian Darmanitan. It's a silly design, but a good silly. I will put it above Relicanth in A tier. And then Zen mode Galarian Darmanitan. Honestly, I have to say it's the best one out of all of the Darmanitan forms. I'll put it above Cast form. Because the fire and ice type is honestly one of those types I've been wanting to see for quite a while. And I want a Pokemon to permanently have that. Maractus. Honestly, it's. Okay, I don't want to say forgettable because whenever I see a picture of Maractus, I'm like, okay, this is a Maractus. I've seen that before. But, okay, what I'm trying to say is that it's not forgettable, it's just not good. I think it needs an evolution. Uh, I'm gonna put it. Nah, I'll put it below Mega Caesar. Uh, Dwebble. It's a cute Pokemon. I haven't used it before. But then again, the Bug Rock type does not really call out to me. Um, I'll put it above Pignite in the B tier. Because Dwebble's a cute Pokemon. I don't like it as much as Sawaddle, but I like it more than Pignite. Crustle. Honestly, same kind of situation. Um, However, I'll put it above Mime Jr. I like it more than Dwebble, but I don't like it as much as the Megalottes. Alright, Scraggy and Scrafty. Now, this is a Pokemon I can get behind in the anime. Like, I've seen a few episodes with it, but it just has a good personality. Um, Honestly, I will put it above Chatot in A tier. Scrafty, I've used one for a little bit. It's not a Pokemon that I really seek out to use, but I don't hate it. I'll put it above Numel in the B tier. Sigilith, or Sigilith, however you want to pronounce it. This thing has too much going on. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be all bright and colorful, but I just don't like it. Um, I'll put it above Mega Swampert in C tier. And now we're moving on to Yamask and Cofagrigus. Now, um, I am not too big of a fan of Yamask, especially since it was freaking everywhere in Mount Moon in Pokemon Infinite Infusion. But that's the part of a randomizer. However, I did get a shiny of it in like the last episode I did over on Twitch and Kick. So I don't hate it. I'll put it above Nose Pass in the B tier. The Galarian form, it's not different enough for me to have it's a different opinion on it. Cofagrigus, it's a coffin. It's pretty cool. I'll put it above the Reggies. In fact, speaking of Reggies, where did I put Regigigas? Oh, right down here. Yeah, that seems fair. Alright, and now we are on to Tortuga and Caracosta. I love turtles. However, I don't really have much of a connection, so I will put them both below Shuckle. Actually, no, Caracosta I'll put above Exploud. It's a Arcan and Archeops. I think I used this one before. Honestly, I don't remember. However, I don't like it as much as Tortuga. I'm going to put it above Shiftry. Alright, so now, Archeops. Whenever I think of Archeops, I think about how it's the only Pokemon that has the same Pokedex number that matches its base stat total. That's actually really cool. Which means, since it's Pokemon number 567, it has a 567 base stat total, making it pretty strong. However, it has the Fetus, which kind of takes it down. However, I will put it like right above Arcan. Trubbish, Garbodor, and Gigantamax Garbodor. I don't care what people say, this Pokemon is honestly really cute. I'm putting it right below Ammonite in A tier. Like, yes, I know it's a trash bag, but it has that certain quality to it that I don't know how to explain. That just makes it unique. I think the best way to phrase it is one man's trash is another man's treasure. Like, I've used Trubbish before, and it's pretty good. Garbodor. I don't like it as much as Trubbish, even though it is pretty good. I'm going to put it below Frostlass in the A tier. And then the Gigantamax form, just right above Garbodor. Because the fact that it has like a ship and a train and stuff inside of it, that's insane. And nice details. Okay. Ah, great. We're getting close to the point where I am not that excited. But anyway, let's talk about Pokemon I am excited about. Zorua and Zoroark. Uh, okay, ow. So, somewhere up there, I have a shiny Hisuian Zorua. And I love that thing. I think it might be on that side. I don't know. I don't really have time to check and try to find it. But anyway, Zorua, great Pokemon. I definitely love it more than Ditto. Uh, I'm just going to put it right below Delibird. Which, I know that sounds weird, but even though I've used Zorua a little bit more than Delibird, Delibird has that unique quality that I love about it. And besides, people's hate for Delibird just fuels my love for it even more. Hisuian Zorua, the normal ghost type, is phenomenal. And it's adorable. I'm putting it... Nah, I'm putting it above Carnivine. Zoroark... Yeah, I'm gonna put it right below Zorua. No, excuse me, because I don't like it as much. But that's just like a very minor difference. Alright, Hisuian Zoroark. I actually like this more than Hisuian Zorua. In fact, I'm going to put it above Dragonair. Because, like I said, the Ghost normal type is phenomenal. And it's a great design for a great Pokemon. Alright, Minccino and Cinccino. I think I used this like once or twice. Well, maybe once in like a very short period. However, it's kind of pointless. It's not really something I would go out of my way to use. So I'm putting them below Igglybuff, and I'm putting Cinccino above Minccino, and that's all happening in the B tier. Uh, yeah, we're moving on to Gothita, Gothorita, and Gothitelle. Honestly, these Pokemon are not really for me. Yeah, I think they're version exclusives with the Solosis line. Okay, Arsolosis. And Gothita. Exclusive. Okay, yeah, they are version exclusives. Okay, so I actually must have played Pokemon White growing up. Uh, so I have more of an attachment to Solosis. I'm actually going to put this below Pidove in the B tier. Gotharita, I don't like it as much. I'll put it right above Mr. Mime in the B tier. Then Gothitelle is actually the best looking one, but not by much. Uh, I'll put it right above Drowsy. I think that's fair. Now Solosis, that's actually a Pokemon I've used before. Uh, oh no, no, man, yeah, I think that was the right spot, but Solosis, great Pokemon, great design. And I've actually used it before. So I'm going to put it above. Let's say Kangaskhan. Duosion. I don't like it as much as Solosis, but I still like it. So I'll put it like right below. And now Reuniclus. It's honestly a really great design. And it's strong, so I'm putting it. Now I'll put it above Krabby in the A tier. Ducklet and Swanna. Now I love ducks. However, uh, oh, that's where I put Psyduck. Okay. I keep forgetting where I've been putting some Pokemon. I haven't used it as much because I already had a flying type. So I feel like right below Snivy is the best spot, and that's A tier. Swanna, on the other hand, it's a great design, but I don't like it as much as Ducklet. You know what? Above Mega Abomasnow is pretty good. Then up next, we have Vanillite, Vanillish, and Vanillux. Now, I don't have much of an opinion on these. Like, a lot of people will just hate on them because they're shaped like ice cream. But yet, back in Gen 1, we had a Pokeball, a ball of gas, where are the Magnemites? Well, Magnemite and Magneton. We had magnets, 3 moles in one hole. And a pile of sludge. So, before any more Gen 1ers say that Pokemon designs have gone downhill and they're just based on inanimate objects, take a look at what you have in Gen 1. And I guess you can kind of call me a Gen 1er since Charmander's my favorite Pokemon. I have quite a few Gen 1 Pokemon up in the S tier. But I actually love a lot of the generations. But anyway, uh, honestly, since I don't have too much of an opinion on them, I'll put them in upper B tier. Yeah, I like Vanillite more than Vanillish. And Vanillux is the best of the three. And now, I have to deal with 8 forms. Well, 4 forms all at once for 2 separate Pokemon. I mean, at least Sawsbuck is going to be more, I would say, uh, more unique in its designs. So Deerling, I would say, okay, so that's autumn, that's winter, that's spring, and that's summer. Uh, I would say they're all in A tier. However, uh, I can't rank them too high because I haven't really used them. I would say autumn form is better than winter. Spring form, not as good as autumn, but better than winter. And summer form, honestly, I prefer that over the spring and winter forms. Now, Sawsbuck, that's a different story. I like these better than Mega Gardevoir. So, autumn still going above winter. However, spring is going right below winter, and then summer is going right below spring. Because the reddish orange leaves on the fall one are just so beautiful. And so, Winter Sawsbuck has a more unique design with that extra poof of fur all over the place. And I like the flowers over like the actual bushes. Emolga, I'm just gonna rank it with the rest of the Pikachu clones. Because it's not that different. However, I love it more than Pichu. Uh, okay, so if Carablast and Shelmet are supposed to be rivals. Why aren't they in the Pokedex together? Like Zangoose and Survivor are. So, anyway, Carablast and Escavalier. Honestly, probably some of my least favorite bug types. Like, the only redeeming quality about them, honestly, is that Carablast has a bit of blue on it. And I guess the armor's a little cool on this. But I don't like it as much. Okay, so moving on to Fungus and Amoongus. Um, Fungus, I kind of like it. However, I can't rank it too high. I haven't even used one. So it's going above Hitmonchan in A tier. Amoongus, I will put it above Bellsprout in the A tier. Uh, man, Gen 5 is pretty known for its alternate designs, like based on genders, weather, and all that other stuff. But anyway, uh, Frillish. Man, I feel like I can't go any higher than B tier on this one. I'll put it above Snover, the blue one over the pink one, and then, uh, yeah, these I'll put right above, well, no, this one I'll put right below the Frillish, and then the blue Pringles guy is going above the blue Frillish. Alola, no, it's Alomomola. Honestly, uh, look right here. You have two very similar looking Pokemon. How does this not evolve into this? That just makes me dislike it even more. So, D tier right below Love Disc. Actually, no. Below Girder. Joltik and Galvantula. Honestly, some of my favorite bug types. Uh, yeah, Joltik right above Caterpie. It's adorable. I love the electric type. Just not as much as some other types, but it's still a good Pokemon. And Galvantula, probably the best spider Pokemon. I'll put it above Shinx in the A tier. Then we have Ferrothorn and Ferroseed and Ferrothorn. I don't know. This design's just really bland. Kind of reminds me of Pinhead. Yeah, I think it's Pinhead. So, no, I'll actually put it above Watchog in C tier. However, Ferrothorn I barely like it more. So yeah, you're all the way down there. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say barely, but I'll put it below Charmeleon in C tier. At least it has some redeeming qualities. Like, it doesn't look just like Pinhead. It has some grassy protrusions. Okay, up next we have Clink, Clang, and Kling Clang. Another example of Gen 1ers having a fit. Uh, Clink. Unpopular opinion, I think Clink is a better design than Magnemite. God, where did I put Magnemite though? There. However, I don't like it as much as Mega Gallade. It's a good design. It's 2 gears. This one is a bigger set of gears, which I don't like as much. But I still like it more than Magnemite. So I'll put it above them. Clang Clang. Honestly, just for the name alone, I like it more than Magnemite. You know what? I'll put it right above Clink. So then we are moving on to Tympole, Electros. No, Electric and Electros. So, Tympole. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of it. I'll put it above Mantike in C tier, mainly because I just am not that big of a fan of that. Electric. Honestly, a downgrade. Oh, excuse me. I'll put it right below Charmeleon in C tier. And now, this thing is actually cool. And the fact that it's an electric type with Levitate means it has no weaknesses. So, I feel like putting it above Rhyhorn is a good spot in the A tier. Man, I forgot which one's Behem and which one's uh, LGM. Wait, no, LGM's the little one. Yeah. I like aliens. So I feel like putting them both above Chatot in the A tier is honestly pretty good. Because, like I said, I like aliens. And even though I haven't used them, I think they're great and slightly complicated designs. Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure. Uh, Honestly, I love this line. I would say, uh, and since Litwick is actually really freaking cute, I will put it above Caterpie in the A tier. Lampent, uh, honestly, I'll put it above Haunter, and then Chandelure, I will put above. I'll put it above Alakazam. Actually, no, right below Alakazam. I think that's the best spot. Now, here's a line that I think should have been a pseudo-legendary. Axew, Fracture, and Haxorus. Now, from the anime, I thought Axew was adorable. However, it didn't really wow me, so... Excuse me. Now, I'll put it right below Gibble in the A tier. Fracture... I don't know, it slightly reminds me of Gabite. Which I don't even know where I put that. Whoa. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. So I will put it above Curlia in the A tier. And Haxorus. It's a sick Pokemon, it's strong, it has an amazing shiny. I will put it above Cranidos in the A tier. Now we have Cubchoo and Beartick. Cubchoo, I'm not too big of a fan of it, but it does have a cute design. Upper B tier is where it goes. Beartick, I'm gonna put it in the bottom of A tier because it is better than Cubchoo. However, I don't really have an attachment to it. Cryogonal. Um, it's a snowflake. C tier above Volbeat. Shelmet and Iselgor. Honestly, I like Shelmet more than all of them, and I don't like Iselgor as much as the other three. So I think both of those lines are just bottom tier bug types. But then again, if you look at all the bug types introduced in Gen 5, you can see that they don't stand out. Except for their evolution method. So then, we're moving on to Stunfisk and Galarian Stunfisk. Honestly, probably one of the weaker designs of the generation, but I don't hate it as much as some of these other Pokemon. So I'll say C tier above Cryogonal for the for the Unovan Stunfisk and the Galarian Stunfisk. It's a bear trap. I like it. I like it more. So I'll say top of C tier. Let's see. So we got 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 36, 37, 38. We got 39 more to go. Mienfoo and Mienshao. Once again, these are kind of middle of the road Pokemon. However, I like it more than Cincino. Mienshao I don't like as much as Minchino. So both of them will be surrounding that line in the B tier. Druddigon, the Crayola Dragon. It has a lot going on, which doesn't really help it. And the fact that it's just so rigid in places, I'm not a fan of it. B tier above Origin Form Dialga. Golett and Golurk. Golett and Golurk are both going into A tier because I love this line. They're just giant rocks and they're haunted. I like that. I'm going to say above Magikarp for both of them. However, Golurk will go up a few spots, mainly because it can turn into a cannon. Yeah, above Spoink is fair. Actually, no, Golett is going above Hitmontop. Alright, Pawniard and Bisharp. Pawniard is going in like lower A tier because it's a great Pokemon. It just leaves something to be desired. In fact, I'll put it above Bonsly. Bisharp, I'm so glad this thing got an evolution because honestly, it just doesn't look like a final stage Pokemon. But it's still good. I'm putting it right below Golett in A tier. Then we're moving on to Bouffalant, who I like to call Shia LaBeouf. Honestly, I don't know where I put Tauros because I don't have that much to say in comparison to Tauros. Oh, come on. Okay, here. Honestly, I'll put it below Gigantamax Kingler in A tier. I just prefer Tauros a bit more. Rufflet, Braviary, and Hisuian Braviary. I love these Pokemon. I love eagles. But then again, I love birds. Well, for the most part. Uh, I'm going to say Rufflet below Riolu. Braviary is going above Haxor. No, above Bayleaf. And uh, Hisuian Braviary, I will put like slightly below it. Because I like the Regal American version over the Psychic version, but just by a little bit. And we're down to our final 28. Okay, Volibee and Mandibuzz. I don't like them as much as Braviary. However, I like them more than Hypno. Not Hypno. Well, yeah, obviously Hypno, but I mean Drowsy. Actually, no, you know what? I'll put them both above uh, Hisuian Electrode. Alright, Heatmore. It's an yeah, it's a good Pokemon. However, it's not something I would necessarily go out of my way to get. I'm putting it above Sableye A tier, like lower A tier. Durant, my boy Kevin here. I still prefer Durant over Heatmore, even though, yes, they are rivals, and Durant has a 4 times weakness to it. It's still a better looking Pokemon. And then we got Dino, Zweilous, and Hydreigon. I would say uh, Dino would get B tier above Yanma. Zweilous will get B tier above Drapion. And Hydreigon will get A tier. Oh no, not that far. Yeah, A tier above Cast Form. Hail Form. Like, yeah, it's a cool line. But I don't like him as much as some of this other stuff. And the fact that you can't get Zweilous, not Zweilous, Hydreigon until like level 64, I believe, that's outrageous. And now, the best bug types in the Unova region are Vesta and Volcarona. Yes, they have a 4 times weakness to rock, but they're still the best bug types in the region. Maybe ever. Larvesta, I'm going to put you... I'll put you below Ursaring in A tier. However, Volcarona gets a very special spot up in the S tier. I'll say right above Celebi. Because when I found Orvesta for the first time, I thought it was a legendary. And that's the kind of treatment it deserves. Like, it gets treated like a legendary. So, yeah, it definitely deserves its spot up in the S tier. Then, speaking of legendaries, that's all we have left. Well, and some mythicals. Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion. I haven't really used them, but I like Cobalion the best out of the three. So, you will go into the A tier above Marowak. Terrakion will go also into the A tier above Defense Form Deoxys, and Virizion, I don't know, like, in its artwork, like, when it's side-eyeing people, it kind of reminds me of the Lorax for some reason. I'm gonna say, yeah, above Mega Sableye. Alright, I don't know why the genies are split in this. So, yeah, I'm gonna say... Yeah, I'll just lump the genie forms all together. Uh, yeah, so... I believe this is Tornadus. You will go... Actually, no. A C tier above Alolan Raticate. I will put Thundurus above Tornadus, and both of them above Landorus. Then I will go back in order. So we have Tornadus as a bird. I don't know, the face of it is throwing me off. And I already don't like the genies that much. Uh, so yeah, I'll put them up. I'll put you above Sunkern. Now this one actually looks pretty cool. Honestly, better than the others naturally. So I'm going to put it above Spinnerack in the C tier. Alright, Reshiram and Zekrom. I honestly think that uh Yeah, I honestly don't know which one I like more than the other. So, while these are both going in like upper A tier, like I would put them like right above Salamence. But since I like the fire type a bit more than the dragon type, I feel like that's how I'm going to just put them up here. So then we can move on to this last genie, which honestly, no, I'm putting it below Enamorous in D tier. If you couldn't tell, like, I am not a fan of Landorus. Okay, Kirim, I feel like it would make perfect sense to put it like right below uh Zekrom, because it is the husk left over from the splitting of Zekrom and Reshiram, and I kind of like that. And it still looks menacing. I just don't like the ice type as much. Uh, Kirim Black and Kirim White. Now this one is kind of easier to tell which one I like better. Kirim Black. I like more than regular Kirim, and Kirim White I like a little less than regular Kirim. Where are you at? Yeah, here. Alright, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Uh, Keldeo. I honestly like this one more than the regular Swords of Justice. Because it's smaller and it's adorable and strong. Oh, excuse me. But the question is, where did I put Cobalion again? Because I believe Cobalion was ranked higher than the other two. Um, man, I feel like a dingus for not remembering. Um, yeah, so there's Terrakion. Um, uh, come on, where is it? I couldn't have ranked it too high. Oh, it's all the way up here. Wow. Okay, so Yeah, I feel like right above Cobalion works. And then the one with the sword on its forehead for Keldeo, I honestly like more than Galarian Rapidash. Then we move on to the fighting type Meloetta, the regular Meloetta, and then Genesect. Uh, Honestly, Meloetta's one of those middle of the road Pokemon, but I think B tier fits it perfectly. The regular form above the fighting form. And then we got Genesect, once again one of the best bug types in all of Pokemon. Uh, I am going to rank it above Galvantula but below Caesar. And now that is all of the that is all of the Unovan Pokemon. And it took me just about an hour and 50 minutes. Or I think it might have, depending on how long the first little clip was. But anyway, uh, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment any other video ideas you have, and I will catch you in the next video.